Hi everyone, Scott Smith in cloudy Southern California. Got a brand new 2026 BMW 530 for you here today. This is the M60 code name, and we've got this one in the carbon black metallic with the Espresso brown interior. Now I do need to make a statement right away on this 5 Series. If you are looking for a 4-door, and if you're looking for the full package, I mean everything that BMW can offer, these 5 Series as a 4-door is probably the best balanced, I'd say the best vehicle that they can offer in their entire lineup. Because of being a 4-door, you got the 5 seats, but I think it's got so many benefits and so many characteristics of the biggest sedan, the 7 Series, put into this model. And then with the lineup of the 5 Series, the different engine, the power plants, the electric, the M5, everything that we have available, you can pick what version you want. If you're looking for the most efficient, you know, we can look at an i5. If you're looking to stay with a gas-burning engine and you're looking at efficiency, price-wise, this 530 is very, very hard to beat. But let's say you want a little bit more of a rocket ship. You want something that jumps, something that's really quick, that's going to put a big smile on your face. Then that 540 is phenomenal. I think that's probably the most well-rounded, you know, gas engine model that we have available because of the performance. The all-wheel drive systems are phenomenal. So if you do live in wet areas, if you're looking at snow and ice and things like that, then that's definitely an option for you. And then we've got the legendary M5, which is just a complete monster, just a phenomenal car that you can have 5 people in and then just scare the crap out of them. No, I'm just kidding. But with the safety and stability programs that we have available, and the car comes alive with the monitoring systems for you. You can almost be a race car driver, but please be careful in that M5. But I really wanted to shoot this one, not just because it's the new 2026, but also the color combo, which is the carbon black metallic, which is one of my favorites, all-time favorites. Now here the sun is hidden, we got a little drizzle coming down, but it looks pretty much black. You might have a little bit of blue that you can kind of see on the screen, but really it looks black. Man, when the sun comes out and those reflection points, you can really see that blue metallic. And that's what I really liked about this color when I first saw it, especially when you're putting on an M Sport package like this. But hey, I got to keep babbling. Let's show you some more of the car. Now we're looking at a total length on this bad boy just under 200 inches. You know, you think back when BMW in the 7 Series used to offer the 2 wheelbases, a short and a long, about a difference about 5.5 inches between the length of the car, mainly the back seat. But I could understand why they said, you know what, we probably need to stop making that short wheelbase 7 because the 5 just keeps growing. You're looking at the width, almost 75 inches wide, almost 60 inches tall. Wheelbase is almost 118 inches. And then that rear track is 1.3 inches wider than the front, so you got a nice stance. Let me just get that for you really quick here just to show you. This being the M Sport package, we got some really nice styling, some attitude, shadow lines trim on it, which that's more of that black gloss, really darkens it up, especially with this carbon black. But then usually we've got some really phenomenal wheels that we put on these cars. And so this is the 4-cylinder version. So this is the first engine available, the least expensive model in the 5 Series. Then you can move up from there depending on budget, depending on the kind of speed you want. And then there's, you know, an array of packages that you can put on these cars. But here we've got the 20-inch star spoke bicolor black wheels. This is the style 938M, and we've got staggered all-season tires on here. So you're running a 20 by 8.5 up front, and you're running a 20 by 10 in the back. Now you got 2 45 Series tires up front, you got 2 75s in the back, and then being an M Sport package, this also comes with the M Sport brakes. We got a 4-piston fixed caliper setup up front with a 13.7-inch disc there. So it looks beautiful, and this is the red. Now you do have other colors. I think we can also pick the blue and also black, so you can do that. Trish is having fun with the lights, as you can see. In the rear, we got a single piston floating caliper setup in the back with a 13.6 8-inch disc in the back. So definitely lots of stopping power. BMW's always been known for their great stopping power. Never something you have to worry about. But also check out the rear bumper. You can see we've pretty much have hidden the pipes now, at least with the 4-cylinder turbo. So they're really hidden. Don't have to deal about seeing pipes and stuff on this particular model. But also one thing I really noticed was the slope of the rear window to the trunk. You know, drastically different from previous models, but a nice flow. And one thing too is the coefficient of drag is amazing. I think it's a 0.23 in the 5 Series. I mean, these guys are really getting this stuff dialed in for maximizing efficiency, gas mileage. Let's go ahead and move up here. Now, curb weight, we're looking just over 4,000. So 4,041 pounds for this baby right here. And then you've got, let's see, almost a 16-gallon tank. They recommend premium unleaded. And then you've got, I'll show you the trunk, but you got almost an 18.5 cubic feet trunk in the back for luggage. But check out the front end. Really nice. You've got some serious kind of edges. One thing that's noticed with the Sport package, you can see with the lighting there is really cool around the grille, but you really got some nice sharp edges. You know, something to give it a little bit more aggressive look with the Sport. If you're looking for something a little bit more mild and laid back, you can obviously order it without that Sport. And then you can see your daylight running lights there also. Everything's been put into one unit. Your blinkers are part of your daylight running lights. So efficiency and just multifunctional options in certain things, so you don't have one thing doing one thing. You typically got one thing doing 2 or 3 other things just to minimize systems. I really like what they did with the hood too, as you can see with the grille setup. Just the different angles and shadowing. Thought we'd be able to shoot before it started drizzling, but nope. I think what we'll do now is let's show you the power plant underneath the hood. And in this particular model, we got plenty of room underneath there. Hey, Trish.
Hi, did you say model?
Yes. Look at this. We got tons of room underneath there. This little baby can bounce around if it wants to. I'm just kidding. It would never do that. So what we got here is that this is the B48. So hey, we have that in the United States. I know in the past we had a B46 for the longest time, and everybody's like, no, no, no. But yes, actually we do have the B48 now. So it's the 2 liters, 4-cylinder, 16 valve, and we've got a single twin scroll turbo on here, producing 255 horsepower at a low 4,700 RPMs, 295 foot-pounds of torque, kicking in at 1,600 RPMs. But check out the balance on this. If you go down here and you look at where the wheelbase is, come straight up, look at that. Most of the engine is behind that front wheelbase. So, I mean, with BMW, just thinking, trying to get these cars as close to 50-50 as possible. It's been like this for a long time. Every time I seem to pop the hood, I always used to show my clients, you know, when you look at how far back the engine is from the front of the vehicle, just trying to maximize that balance. You're looking at a 0 to 60 at 5.9 on this car through BMW. So true, it's not a rocket ship, but it's got plenty of horsepower, plenty of torque to get you going where you want to go, and trying to do it as efficient as possible, being a gas-burning engine. Now, you do have the 48-volt mild hybrid system in this car too, to maximize efficiency and performance. All right, Trish, where are we going next?
We're gonna go check out the back seats.
All right, all right. So we'll see now. Trish, as most of you know, is 5'9" without the heels. So we're gonna see now. She had this seat set up where she was comfortable up front, and now we can see where she is now. So it looks like you got great space here. Yeah, she's got tons of space, as you can see. And then the back of the seats and stuff. I mean, they've really done a nice job on making these things comfortable, didn't they? Yeah. And then you got obviously the rear vents in the middle. And we got charging ports all over the place. Middle, we've got them on the back of the seats here, so you can have different holders for different things. And then obviously your fast charging. Now the car does come with the Harman Kardon premium surround sound system. It's 12 speakers and 205 watts of power. You got some good storage. But very nice design, and I like this Espresso brown. You really liked it when you first saw it, huh, Trish?
Yeah, it's not so light that you'll get tired of it. It's dark enough to where it will maintain over time, and
the design they did is really nice. Now the middle seat belt, you can see right there with Trish, I disconnected that middle 3-point seat belt just because we're gonna fold down the seats. But what they did is just made an easy place for it to be stored right up here on top so it's not rattling around. Just trying to help with that utility. And then you can see we definitely have a really nice size moonroof there. All right, we'll get Trish out. Check out the back. Like I said before, we've got almost 18.4 cubic feet of storage in here. Pull this to drop it. And then Trish, that middle one drops down too, obviously. So you do have a 40-20-40. She'll show you here in just a minute. She'll clip that down. And then you can see, yeah, so you've got that. And then this one down all the way. So you got a lot of space. So just in case you do buy something that needs to be pass through to that back seat, you've got that option. And then you've just got a push of a button if you're gonna leave, lock and close, and then obviously, boom, to close it up. All right, Trish, let's go over to the driver's seat. We'll check out that and see what you think. Okay. And this one does have your standard seats for you. And you can see here, you've got your lumbar support here. Trying to remember, oh Trish, that does extend out. So yeah, it does have that automatic. So we have our sport seat standard, and then here's all your adjustments here, and this is the lumbar support. Now the seat does go up and down, so it's pretty wide range of adjustments based on your height and everything. But I know with these 5 Series too, they do go really far back. So if you are looking at as a taller person, maybe you're looking towards that 6'5", 6'3" range, you can really stretch out with these. And now these cars getting longer and longer, the 5 Series now being almost 200 inches long, you've got that extra leg room in the back. Let me come over to the door, show you the driver's door and all the controls. You can see your memory's really easy to get to. Got a Owala 24-ounce water bottle in there, fits good. As you can see, it doesn't really stick out too far, so very easy to get to. So just in case you got your coffee up in the middle, you can always keep your water in the door, even with additional storage right there. Obviously windows and mirror controls, all that stuff's here. And then here's your fluid door handle. Kind of hides away with all the styling. And then check out that steering wheel. You got that flat bottom, really cool, that M design. Then you got all the controls for voice command, cruise control. And then you can see your 12.3-inch instrument cluster there behind the steering wheel, which is adjusts to different settings if you're in efficiency or sport mode, so the graphics all change up. Very nice. All right, I'll go around to the other side. Give you another look on the outside. Very cool lights. Very nice. Come on, son, come out so I can show you the blue. Okay. Show you a little bit more of the design of the seat here.
It's very plush. You can see it has a lot.
Yeah, a lot of cushion.
coziness.
I think even softer than some of the previous generations back in the day. I know support is one thing you need, but also it is nice to kick back. And that's one thing I really want to say. You really have, one of the things you have to think about your next car, how you're going to purchase it. Now, a 3-year lease, where are you going to be in 3 years? Where's your family going to be in 3 years? If you're looking to purchase, start thinking 5-10 years. But also when you're looking at where you drive, how you drive. If you got any type of commute going on, where you're going to be in the car for a while, you really need to find an environment, a cabin that you want to be in for an hour or 2 hours a day easily. And I think that's one thing that's great about the 5 Series is it's got the luxury, I think, of like a 7 Series. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some of you 7 Series drivers are going to smack me in the head, but I'm telling you, it's over the years, selling these cars for over 20 years. Every time I got into a 5 Series, if I'm quiet in the back seat or if I'm answering questions, it always came to mind about how nice they were luxury-wise to travel in. So if you like to travel on the weekends, mini vacations, you're going all over the place with the kids and sports or performances, really, you really got to think about that cabin you're going to be in for hours. Yeah. And so that's why I would say the 5 Series, if you don't need a massively long car, you really need to consider it. Don't you think, Trish?
Yeah, I think it's a great option if you refuse to get an SUV, or if you've already had an SUV and you want to downsize. This is a great option as a family vehicle for sure.
Yeah, and how quiet it is, very efficient. You have all the different power plants, but let's check out this center console. As you can see, there's some other charging there for you, power source, and then we can check out the center console here with all your controls. No more giant shifters or anything, so everything's in here for your drivetrain, on and off. You got your electromechanical parking brake, auto hold feature. Whenever you come to a stop, it'll automatically hold it. Take your foot off, relax. And then all your other little adjustments here, iDrive controller if you need to, and some shortcut buttons. Now really, when you do get your car and you set up your BMW app and you get registered and have your account, there is so much communication, verbal communication, that you can do with this car. And as you get used to using that, you don't have to look away from the road. You can basically have a conversation with the car if you need to. And there's just so much that you can set up in here. So really take advantages of the BMW delivery specialists, the BMW geniuses. Take advantage. Go back for another appointment. Go back for 2 or 3. There is so many things to learn in these cars. And even if it's just for a 3-year period, at least you can be really knowledgeable and use all the benefits that BMW has designed in these cars for you to be able to use, and do it easily. You can see all your shortcut tablets here, things that you can set up for things you use that you want to have very close to you as a driver. And then you got your map. There's a lot of great stuff. And there's a lot of stuff you can have in that center part of your instrument cluster there too. So you can tailor that. Let's see, Trish, you ready to go for a drive?
Let's do it. Okay,
let's just show really quick. Obviously the more cup holders here, and then you can see where you can put your phone for charging and things like that. So great. Okay, let's have Trish take off and have some fun. Right. Hey, thanks for watching so far. I hope I've answered some of your questions. So you can see it's a quick car. It's kind of stealthy, not making a lot of noise, very efficient. It's a great engine. And we'll go over this sticker because I had it just inside just to show you how this car is built. Man, that looks good. How was it, Trish?
Great turning radius.
That's true. Turns on a dime. Trish, if you can grab the sticker there for me, just on my side of it, we'll go over how this car is equipped before heading back. So let's see. Let's get on here. So you can see it's the 2026 BMW 530i. We got the carbon black. We've got the Espresso brown. We got the M Sport package, M Sport Professional. Now these are things you can break down on the order guide on the website. Also you can see premium package. You've got all the M Sport you could ever want. You got the Pro. Then you can see all the other stuff that's included, all the other standard equipment, all kinds of good stuff on a 530. And then there's your suggested retail price, but you can see what the base price is. When you really start to look at everything that's included with this car, it's really a phenomenal price. And then look at your mileage. Talking an average over 30, but 28 to 35. And then if you want to flip it over, we can see where that final assembly is over in Germany. Perfect. Okay, I'll get my seatbelt on. Trish can take off again.
Did you say a sunny California day today?
No.
Gloomy.
Yeah, I told him cloudy. And then it's starting to drizzle on us.
Yep.
Nice.
Woohoo!
But yeah, if you are a commuter, if you are dealing with any time in the car, please really consider the cabin you're in. I mean, I know a lot of us are obviously, first thing is how it looks on the outside, how it drives, which isn't hard to figure out with the 5, isn't hard to figure out with a BMW. over how many decades has been the ultimate driving machine. And I don't think there's too many people that will argue about the drivability of a BMW, the whole driving experience. But really that cabin is what I've always talked to customers about, because I've had customers, I'm outside of LA, you know, we're here in Calabasas right now, and you know, you've got, during the week, you could have an hour and a half drive to get into LA, downtown LA, where you need to go. So commuting is pretty big out here. So it is something that a lot of people think about and consider when you're talking about doing different things, voice activation, you know, advanced cruise control systems, basically stop and go, traffic jam assistant, all that kind of technology easily available on pretty much all the vehicles. But I think the overall, how quiet the cabin is, how comfortable the seats are, the ambiance, it's really something you have to think about when you go in and do a test drive, you know, in one of these cars. And really go out for a good test drive. You know, going around the block isn't going to do anything for you. At least where I lived, we had just phenomenal test drive options. So you could really spend some time, you know, maybe test drive for 15 or 20 minutes in the car. Windy roads, straightaways, city streets, freeway. You really need to get all those different environments depending on where you live. But yeah, I would say this is probably a great transition car out of the SUV. Maybe if you had kids and now they're older, now they're driving, and now you're looking for a car for yourself. As I've gotten older, I know luxury has become more important to me. But here we are at Bob Smith. Definitely want to thank them for letting us shoot this car. They do have a full certified department, used car department. Also, they do have the Mini franchise here. And hopefully I might start shooting those eventually. But we do have a great selection of new BMWs and pre-owned. Full service department, open on Saturdays too. But we'll pull up over here, maybe on that curb where we started out from, Trish, and then that way we can get another outside shot. What do you think, Trish? You think you drive one of these?
You know, I think it's definitely luxury, but at the same time, it is a very practical sedan, and you're not sacrificing the peppiness of the tight, speedy drive. If you pop it into sport mode, it still gives you that feeling of, hey, this is a fast, good car. So I think it's a great combination of everything, really.
Yeah, and where can we follow you at?
Follow me on Instagram, BMW_Trisha.
Awesome, perfect. Let's take another look outside. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope I answered some questions. Hopefully got your curiosity. Hopefully next step you're going to go in and test drive. Hopefully this goes to the top of your list. Thank you so much. Bye, Trish.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.